Hi guys, and welcome back to SiArtShopChannel. Today we are going to make a chef. That's right guys, you heard it here first. A chef. Yes, a chef that you'd have in a kitchen, that sort of chef. Is there any other chefs? Not too sure. Anyway, let me know in the comments below. Yes, we're going to make a chef. Now we're going to make a chef out of, can you guess? Can you guess? No, you can't. Okay. One of these. Ta-da! An old paintbrush. Yes, that's right, guys, an old paintbrush. Now, this one is obviously seen better days, and normally it would go into landfill. But because we don't do that here, I'm going to make it into a chef. And I'm going to show you guys how to do that. I know, exciting, is it? Very, very exciting. And then you can put it on a piece of wood, and then you can hang it on your wall. You know, because I like hanging things, as you can see behind me. Loads of hanging things, just luxury hanging things everywhere. And yes, so we're going to use this. Now, obviously it's very hard. It's seen better days, and it did have some cling film or a plastic wrap, depending on where you're from, around the top. Now I've taken off as much as I can, but there's still some on there because the paint is sticky, or was sticky, and it's stuck it or to it. Now you don't need to worry about getting it all off. I've got most of it off, but it's not going to be a problem, because at the end of the day, once we've made our chef out of this, it's going to be painted white as a base coat. So it doesn't really matter. There's a bit of cling film on there. And what else do I need to tell you? Well, it's this. The brush part of these, oh, it's not good, is it? Being so close to the camera. The brush part is going to be the hair. So if you think of that. So the face is going to be here. Yes. This is the body, and we're going to have arms coming off, and we won't have any legs. Okay, you just have to imagine those. And we will have a little chef's hat on the top as well. And I'm going to make most of this out of clay. So I'm going to stick it on, make it and stick it on. Now, I'll show you how to do that now. I will need to move the camera because it's quite detailed, so you need to see it. So I'm going to make the camera go down onto this table, and hopefully you'll see it very well. And I've got an itchy lip, that's the word. So okay, so you're still with me? So you want to make this? Do you? Hope so. Yeah, so let's make it. It's really good when it comes out. And you can do it with loads of things. You can make animals, and you name it, you can make it with an old paintbrush. And yes, why go and send it into landfill when you can make some luxury art out of it? That's what I say. Okay, so I'm just going to put the camera down, and I'm going to do that now while I'm talking to you, because that's the way I roll. And I'm not going to stop the video because, like you say, I don't cut these videos, you just see it warts and all. So there you go, you can see it. Now, it's probably best if I do it around that way if I can, and then you'll see it the correct way for you guys. So I'm thinking of you guys there all the time. Actually, I think I might see if I can move this down even more for you guys. Let me see, can I do that? Oh, it's making a funny noise. Is that better? I think that's even better. And you can see what I'm doing. You can't see my ugly mug, so I do apologize for that. If you were looking at this video just to look at me, then, you know, that's not going to happen. But on this video clip anyway. So yes, I think this is better actually. You can see, can't you? I don't have to do much by going like that. Well, I will do, but you'll see better. So that's a win-win for all of us, isn't it? Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is get some clay. I'm using my air dry clay, and I'm using this product, Daz. You can get it all around the world, and I've spoken about this product before. And yeah, it's a very good clay for all-round claynessy things that you do. Is that such a word, claynessy things? Well, it is now. So we're going to use that because I've got it open, and I need to use it up. So I don't like throwing anything away, and I like to use it before it goes hard, which it won't do because I've sealed it properly. So yeah, that's about it. So we'll get a bit of that. So let's start the ball rolling, shall we, guys? I think it's very exciting that I do that. Let me show you my hands. Right, so I'm just going to knead this. If you find it's a little bit hard at the top, it's where you haven't sealed the bag correctly. And that's air's got in, so that's not good, because remember this is air dry clay, so if you get air with it for a long period of time, it's going to go hard. And that's not what you want. So they do give you a luxury little tab to stick it down, which helps. And I also put it in a plastic container, and that helps as well. And I put it down like that, which helps as well to seal the end of the bag to get the, so there's no air goes in it. So a little tip there from Si. There, anyway, going off on one. Right, what we're going to do is, remember, this bit's the hair, and this bit's going to be sort of the face. Then we've got the body and the arms coming off here somehow. And as you know, guys, I make it up as I go along. So that's what I'm going to do now. Nothing's changed since you last watched any of my videos. So I'm just going to get some glue. What I'm going to do with this, I've got some PVA glue, school glue, and I'm going to use that. I'm not going to use slip on this. I use glue just to dab a bit on there, and then I will mold the clay around that glue, and I find that makes it stick lovely, lovely. So what I'm doing is just sort of making it flat, but I'm going to, I need to cut a bit off. Now, you will need some tools for this, and I've got some already. Now, I try to use things that you guys will have. Now, you just need something with a flat edge. Now, if you're doing this project, you can't use anything, say a knife from your kitchen, because this isn't food. So there'll be cross-contamination. So don't do that. That wouldn't be clever at all. So don't use anything you would use for food, if that makes sense. So no food utensils, plates, or anything like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just using this because I need to cut that like that, just to make a nice straight edge. Now you could try pulling it off by hand and doing it that way, but I find that gets me a nice edge. And then I'm just going to offer it up before I stick it down, just to see, because I see that line there where the metal meets the brush. Well, I'm going to put that along there like that. Now, this is going to be the head part. So you need a head, and you need a bit of a, what's the word? Neck. Okay, so I'm just going to have a look. Actually, that's not too bad, that one. So that sort of fits to where I want it, because the rest of this is going to be the body. Okay, you with me still? Hopefully you are. So I'm just going to take it off, and now I'm going to get my glue. And I'm just going to liberally, not too much. I say liberally, but you don't want too much on there. And a little bit on the back as well, because I'll show you in a moment why that is. We're just going to, I'll keep it up a bit, put that back on there, offer it back up, and push that down like that. And this is really a base for the face, because we're going to build up the eyes, the nose, and the mouth, and the cheeks, and things from this base of the face, if that made sense. And then what you do is you just push all that in like that, make it nice and smooth as you can. You don't need any water for this or anything like that. And yeah, you've got your base for your face. Oh, that rhymes, I think. Base for your face. Okay, now flip it over, and then remember I put a little bit of glue along the edges there, and I need a bit more there. This is just to help it fold over. Now, I help it find it sticks better if you've got a bit of a flap going on. Flaps, yes? Got some flaps going on there. So just squeeze that in. But you also have to be aware you don't want this too thick along here, because this bit is going to be stuck on your piece of wood that's a backing for when you finished your project, okay? So I'm just going to push that down slightly. So yes, so that's fairly flat, so that's fine. It just needs something, because we do some other bits there. You're going to use this edge to stick on the wooden backing, if that makes sense, when you finished making your project. And yeah, you just sort of go from there and do it like that. Because this bit is the bit that's going to touch the wood. I mean, that might do a little bit, but this is the main bit that's going to stick to your piece of wood when you put it on there. Okay, hopefully that all made sense. So I'm just going around it like that, just to see what we've got going on. And sometimes this particular clay will crack slightly, but I just think that adds to the effect. And also I think it helps because it's going to be a face. So you're really lucky you haven't got a cracked face. If you're anything like me, very cracked. Yeah, you know where I'm coming from there, don't you guys? Yeah, you do. That's great. Okay, so there you go. We've got that going on now. Yeah, lovely, lovely. So I'll just put that down. Now, what I'm going to do next, I think I will do the nose. So you just get some clay, funny that, roll it into a ball, and then make it into a cone shape. Okay? So something like that. This particular chef is going to be a male. So I can have bigger features, because I do find, I think I've said in other tutorials, that's the word, tutorials, that it gets a bit, you know, when you've got big features, it looks more manly because it needs to be more petite, sort of noses and cheeks and things when you do a female, a lady or anything like that. So just bear that in mind, okay? So there we got our nose. Now I've got to be clever here because I'm doing it upside down so you guys can see. So there we go, we've got the nose going on. Now I need a couple of nostrils. So you just need a little bit more, well, not much more, of the clay, roughly the same sort of size. Roll them into a ball like I'm doing now. And then we're going to place them like that. If I can show you that. It's going to run away, isn't it? But there you go. Now I've noticed this one's got a little crack in it, so I'm just going to roll it a little bit more, you know, just to make it even smoother. Actually, what I will do is just pinch that in slightly. And why am I doing that? Because then those little bits will fit under there nicely. And I'm going to use that in a minute just to get my bearings on how that looks. So we've got something like that going on. Can you see that, guys? Can you? So we got that going on, so that's good. Now we're going to also put a little round bit on the top, but I'm just going to get that ready, but I'll stick that on in a minute. So there it is there, and that's going to go on the top. Let me show you like this, just there, okay? So now I need to stick this on. So I'm just going to pull that back, and I can remember roughly where that went. And I'm just going to put a little bit of glue there. And then I'm going to put the middle bit in first, which I've just dropped. That's right, just about there. And then these two round bits at the bottom. And that should all stick on. I just need to turn it around a minute, guys, just to get the thing. I find doing that sometimes helps. Okay. So now we've got that going on. Can you see that? Is the video still on? Oh, it is still on. I thought it went off then. Oh. Okay, so you got that going on, so that's good. So now I'm just going to put this little, I think it's a little cute feature on the top of the nose, you know, a little rounded nose at the top. You don't need much glue. And you just do a little circle and flatten it slightly, and then you push that in like so. So now we've got this kind of thing going on. What do you think of that, guys? Isn't it marvellous? Lovely. Okay. So now we need to do the eyes. Now, it's probably best, you can make the eyes at the same time, but I've made mine already. And this is out of air dry clay from a future project. When I've had some clay left over, I just make some little balls because I know I'm going to use eyes in the future. So they're quite big eyes, and I think I might just put them there and see if that's good enough. And let me turn that around just so I can see it. Yeah, so it's quite big. So that's fine. I'm going to keep with that. So I'm just going to push those down, making a little indentation where they go, and then they won't roll away. So you can sort of see it like that. So it's coming together already, guys. It's amazing, isn't it? It is indeed. Okay, so now we need to sort of put the eyes in a sort of a socket, I suppose you could say. So I'm going to roll 4 little balls, and we need to encase these eyes slightly. Now, this may work, it may not. So I'm just going to try, and I just roll a piece like so. like that. Can you see that? I'll put that down there and you can probably see it better. Can you? Hopefully, yes. And there's another bit there, roughly the same size. And then another bit. Actually, I've got to do that one again because it was a bit cracking. There was a few too many imperfections in that and I didn't like it. So I'm just getting rid of that. So yes, we got, oh yes, it's not working this one. Let me try again. Third time lucky. And yeah, we're there. Okay, and now this one. Okay, a bit too long, so I've got to do it again. Okay. And then what I want to try and do is put this and this together. So sort of encase it. A little bit tricky. Like so. Can you see that? Can you see that? Can I lift that up without it falling to bits? See? You want to try and do that kind of thing. So what I'm going to do is just take that off. And then I'm going to put a little bit of glue in that socket hole that I made and push that down. And the same there and push that down. And then I'm just going to put some glue around that bit like that. And around that bit. And I'm going to do the same on the other side already. Because we need to try and match that up. And I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the nose there. So all you do is you just sort of offer that up and give it a little pinch. And then I'll probably use that one there. Oops. Let me just pop that one there. And that one, I'm going to turn it around because it's thinner this side to there. Hold on a moment, we're getting there, guys. Bear with. So, when we've done all this and any of these come off because the glue hasn't worked, you can just wait for them to get hard and then the pieces that is, and then stick them back on. So there's not a problem at all. Look at that. Okay, there you go. That's so far so good. Now the next thing we're going to do is put some lovely cheeks on. I think that would be wise. So I'm going to get a piece of clay like this. And then I'm going to just roll it into a ball. It's either balls or cones for this sort of thing. And then I'm just going to roll those out like that. That one's a bit bigger than that one. So I'm just going to pinch a bit off of the bigger one and put it onto the smaller one. And do the same with this one because I'm good like that. And then it's going to go on there. So these are a bit cracked, so you just got to work with it, guys. So sort of like this sort of look, okay? But what I'll probably do is make them a bit cone shaped because it usually looks better. Okay, so something like that. I might pinch it a bit just to get it to go in. Is this making sense, guys? Hopefully it is. So now we've got our cheeks like that. So I'm happy with that. Let me just turn it around. Yeah, they look like cheeks. And yeah. Okay. So I'm just going to take those out and place them at the side nicely in the same way you're going to put them back on, basically. And a little bit of glue either side there and there. And then I'm just going to place those back up and offer those up. Now you can mess about with them to get, perhaps you want them up or that. How do I want them? Perhaps I'll go up a bit. I'm just going to push those down a bit. My nose is falling to bits, so I just got to push that back in. So we've got that going on. You see that? Lovely, isn't it? Absolutely marvellous. Okay, so that's that. Now the next thing we're going to do is a mouth. Now I usually do a very big mouth normally, so that's what I'm going to do on this occasion. So I'm going to get a ball of clay like this, and then I'm going to split it into two. Now it doesn't have to be perfectly the same quantity for each side, just so you know. Let me put them there. And yes, I will show you what to do now. We're going to do something very, very similar, but on a bigger scale, to those little eye sockets that we did earlier. So what you're going to do is just roll it out and make sort of, it sort of goes in either side. Can you see that? Like that. And the same on this side. Okay. Let me just make sure. And then what we're going to do is put it on there like so. So that sort of look. Okay, that's what we're going for. Okay. So that one needs to be a bit longer because it's not in proportion with this one. So what I will do now is I'm going to stick that piece on that piece. Now I might put them at a jaunty angle to give it a bit of character. And I might put it around this way. I haven't sorted it yet, but I'm doing it upside down, guys, so bear with me a moment. Yes, I think like that. You see that? Like so. So all you need to do, put a bit of glue again, and a bit of glue there. And then we're going to put this back at a jaunty angle. I'm just going to move it about a bit so that the glue sort of sticks everywhere. And I might actually put some extra bits of glue just on the corners just to help that stick together. And then you push it down slightly, but you need it to be like a big open mouth. And then sort of pinch these bits in like so without wrecking everything. Okay, just like so. And then we're going to put some indentations on the lips like you would have. So let me just show you that. I just have to do it like this, guys, I'm afraid. You go like that, you push it down and then go around like so. And the same with this one. And this helps it stick. You'll be pleased to know. So you want to do it like a fan shape, okay? Now it's made the mouth close up slightly, so we just need to try and get those apart a bit more because we're going to put a luxury tongue in there. And then I'm just going to squeeze that back together again. You might be able to push it together like that. And yeah, so you've got something like that going on. See what I mean, what I'm saying? You do. That's great. So far, so good. So we're about 22 minutes into this clip. And you've learned to do that already. So that's marvellous, isn't it? Absolutely marvellous. Okay, now we're going to do the tongue. And what you do is, it's a rather big tongue. So you get a ball of clay like this, and then make it into a cone, like so. You see that? And then it's got a hole there, so we need to do all that again, because I don't like big holes. You can have some, but not too big. So here we go again. A ball and then a cone. And then what you do is you just push that down, basically just that end. You can keep that end pinched with your finger and then go around like that. Don't worry too much that that's broken there because that just adds to the character effect. So don't get caught up thinking, oh God, that doesn't look very good. It will do, it just gives it character. There's bits that's broken on it. Now the next thing we're going to do, we need to put a line in the middle. So let me try and do that upside down. Is like so. And then we need to put some holes for your little taste buds. So we're going to do that now, and I've got the point of this. Now, whatever you're using, you'll need to find a point. You could use a, what's the word I'm looking for? A cocktail stick, and do it that way. So let me just do it over here so I can hold it. And then you just tap away like that. And there you've got your little holes there for your taste buds. Now, what we're going to do next is just pinch that the other way. And then we're going to place this in the mouth like so. But we need to sort of play around with it because it needs to look like a tongue flapping around. So something like that. Okay? You got me? You still with me? So we're going to stick that on. So there's already a little bit of glue in there, so I don't need much more. And it's going to stick over that bit, so I'm just going to put a bit of glue on that. And then I'm just going to push that down and then push that along like so. So now we've got a luxury face. It's marvellous, isn't it? Eh? Absolutely marvellous. You can see that already. Lovely. So the next thing we need to do is we need to, I think I will show you on this clip, the hat. So we'll make a hat, a chef's hat. So I need to get a little bit more clay. And need that till it's nice and smooth and easy to use. Oh, got a bit of stuff on there. And yes. And what you're going to do with this is you're going to keep a little bit back like so, and then you want this bit. Oh, actually, you need another bit. And I'll show you why. So let's do the bigger part of the hat. So what you need to do is just get a round ball and then squeeze it like so. You see that? And then you need to make it sort of a rectangle shape, but it needs to be a little bit bigger at the top. So it needs to be wider. So you can sort of push it in. So you need to mess about with it a little bit. Okay. And fairly thin, about that thin. Okay. So let me just put that to one side a moment. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put some lines on it like this, like a chef's hat. Okay. So there you go. You've got those showing you those lines like that. And then we are going to do the top of the hat. And I'll show you how to do that. You get your little other piece of clay, your ball, roll it like so. And then you want to roll it so that it's as long as the top of that. And it's broken, so I need to knead that a bit more because it's not good enough. And we should get that working nicely. Okay, and yes, you need to make it a little bit longer. Okay, so something like that. And then you push it down flat, and it's going to go on the top here. Okay, now what you want to do is, this might be a bit tricky, but you need to glue the top of the hat as you're looking at it. This is the bottom, this is the bit that's going to hit the head, and this is the top of your hat. And then what I'm going to do is just put a couple of bits of glue on the ends there and just fold that over slightly to help it stick. Now sometimes with this glue it makes it a bit tricky because it all moves about. That's why you can't use too much of it. Okay, so now we've got this kind of effect going on. Okay, so now we need to put the bottom on. Now don't worry, you don't want the top of this bit showing, but we'll put some other bits on in a moment and I'll show you how to do that. So now we need the bottom. Okay, so you need roughly the same size, and then you squeeze it like so, and sort of make it at the bottom of the hat, and I'll explain all. So something like that, okay? And we're going to fold that over as well. Now what I'm going to do is just put a little bit of glue there, and then I'm going to use this and just stick that on like so. You still with me? Hopefully you are. So now we've got this going on. Now I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to fold the ends to touch the other part of the hat, hopefully. But you need to keep a bit over, if that makes sense. I'll show you what I mean in a second. So now we've got this kind of thing going on. You see that? So this is the top of the hat and this is the bottom where the head's going to go. Okay? Now we're going to put a bit of detail on it. So you're just going to push that down like that, push that down, a little bit there and a little bit there. Now, what I sometimes do is do this kind of thing with threes. Okay? So now you've got, don't worry about that going on. Okay, now we're going to bring our chef back, and we've got his hat, and what we're going to do is place it on here, and then that's going to be a jaunty angle regarding where that goes. Now it's up to you how you do it. You could put it that side on the top like that or like that, but I like it a jaunty angle. So I'm just going to turn it around just to make sure I do like it, and I do, and it's going to go something like that. Okay, so it is going to go like this. So what you need to do, you need to make it, I need to stretch out slightly to fit, but it's going to go something like that. And I'm going to mess about with this bit to make it look like it's a bit 3D. Right, so now you've got that. Now if you take that away, so this is where it's going to go. So if you're happy with that, you can leave it. And then you take that away, and then that will keep the shape that you want, because You could probably dry this separate to that, but you don't want that to stick to that yet because we're going to do that at a later date. Okay, so I'm just going to offer that back up and I'm going to keep it there just so that you can see that. Okay, so it's more like that. Okay, so there, lovely. Now we're going to do the chef's, I don't know what I got it, coat, is it? Chef's coat? You know, the whites they wear. So we're going to quickly do that and then that'll be the end of this tutorial on this part and then I'll show you the next bit. Okay, so you get some big piece of clay like so. Okay, can you see that? Lovely. And what we're going to do is, I think I might wrap it around, I'm not 100% sure. No, I'll do 2 parts. I'm going to put it into 3, I think. Yes. So I'm going to roll that into a ball and that one into a ball. This is going to be the arms in a minute, I'll show you that. Now, what you want to do is, that one ball is bigger than that one, and you need a bit more for one side because the chef's whites, I suppose that's what you call it, you're going to put one side on and then you're going to flap over the other one. So it's going to need to be a little bit bigger with the clay, a little bit more quantity of clay to flap it over, if that at all made sense. So I'm just going to make that like a piece of material. You'll be thinking, oh, what's he going on about? But all will be revealed. So we don't want the coat to go all the way down. You just want it about there because you want to keep that hole because then people will realize it is an old brush. Okay. So what am I going to do now? I'm just getting the sizes sorted at the moment. So this is the side that's going to flap over, if you can imagine. And then the other side, which is the smaller piece, is going to be the piece that's going to be under it. If that makes sense. Hopefully it did. Now you don't have to be too perfect with all this. So I'm just going to offer that up. Now I will probably just stick those under there. And then that one needs to wrap over and then you need to put that one over the top of that. Okay? So it's something like that. Now I've noticed I haven't got much showing of clay on the bottom, so I'm just going to see if I can make that go down a bit, but not a problem if it doesn't, because I could put a cravat, or is it cravat or some sort of thing around the neck? Is that the word, cravat? But I think we'll be all right actually. So we're going to go with that, and what I'm going to do is just flick that out slightly at the bottom. Can you see this? Hopefully you can. To give it a bit of interest, okay? So I'm sort of happy with that. And that's broken there a bit, but just leave that, because like I say, that just adds to the effect. Okay? You with me still? So, there you go. So what I'm going to do is just take that off, and then I'm going to take that away a minute, and then lift that up, and then put some glue there and there, because that's going to stick on the back. So, this is where it's a little bit tricky, but you just have to go with it. So you push that down like so, and that one like that. And then this one can be glued onto this side, like so. Okay, and flap that round. And then this one's going to go there. See what I mean? So it gives the effect of a, in fact, I need to flick that out slightly. It gives the effect of a chef's whites. So now I'm just going to glue that part there, and I'll probably put a little bit there because that just helps to keep everything together. And I'm putting that on like so, flicking that out because it's the bottom of the whites, and I'm going to go with that. Okay, right, so now we need to put the arms on. So you get your clay, and we're going to get 2 little round balls like so, and I'm going to just make them into a bit of a cone and flatten the end, so something like that. You see that? You can, that's great. And this side like so. Where are we? So then we've got 2 little arms, look How wonderful is that? And they don't worry if they're a little bit, look a bit strange, i.e. different sizes, because that just adds to the effect. Okay, and it probably needs to go up a bit. I'm trying to do it upside down. And I'm going to push those down slightly. We will stick these on at the end, so don't worry, they don't have to be perfect now. And what you need to do also is get some more clay, and then we need to do some sort of cups, if that makes sense, around this bit here and around that bit there. So I'm going to get some clay like this and just a little bead like that. And then I'm just going to pick this up and see if that's enough just to stick that around like that, which it is. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue, not too much, along there like so. Stick that down, offer that up there, and you don't need to mess about with it too much. Probably put a little bit of interest on there, so I'm just going to put 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and that helps it to stick. And I'm going to put that on there like so. And then the next one, I'm going to do exactly the same. A little bit of glue on there, not too much because it will slide about and you don't want that. So you just put that bit on there, can you see this? And make that wrap round for a cuff. And then I'm going to do my little threes. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, give it a bit of interest, and then offer that back down. Okay? And then you can play around with this later because you could have them down there, but I suggest they go up there. So we're just going to leave that like that and then put that back on so we know what we're playing with. And then later I will show you how you do the hands. It's very similar to how I did the hands for the Zumba character. But we need the hands to hold a spoon, that kind of thing. So it's slightly different. Okay. And I've just realised we've forgotten to put the ears on, so I'll show you the ears now before we go back to the chef's whites. So what you do is you get 2 little balls of clay again, and then roll them into a straight line like so, and the other one like so. Very easy. And then we're just going to wrap those around like so to make a C. That one's broken, so I've got to do it again. Oh, and I dropped it, that's not good. And I've wrap it round just like so. And there we got our ears, okay? And then they're going to go on something like that. Now we're not going to stick, I might pinch those a bit to make them go together, but we're not going to stick those on like that. We're going to stick it all on when it's on the board, okay? And then we can play around with them. You might want them down there or up there or whatever, but it's quite good then because you can mess about with them. So we've got the ears done. Now we're going to go back to the whites. Now we've got our clay. I need a little bit more. I'm going to put a bit of, I think we put, it's a bit strange down here. So we need to put some collars or something like that on it. So just get some clay again, 2 little balls. And then what you're going to do is, now, I'm no expert on chef whites, but I'm going to put collars on them, whether they like it or not. And what you're going to do is just make a triangle out of clay. So something like that, okay? And the same on the other end. Other side. So now we've got, let me show you. Lovely, lovely triangles. Okay, and what I'm going to do is just see if this might not work, just to see if that looks good or not. What do you think? Does that look like it or not? I'm not 100% sure that chef whites have collars like that. I think they're more like this, aren't they? You know, with the cuffs. So I'm going to change that, guys. I'm not going to do that because I don't like the look of it. And I'm just going to make a line, flatten it down, and then I'll move that out of the way a minute. And I think I will just basically stick that on like so. Yeah, I will. I think that looks better, guys, so I'm going to do that. So I'm making it up as I go along, but I didn't like the look of the other one. So what I'm going to do is just put a bit of glue there on the other side. Oops, I need to get that out of the way. And then I'm going to put this one on first, and I'm going to move it about just to move the glue so that it's sticking on everything. And now that side is going there. So that looks better, I think. We're going to do it like that. They can just go back where you think they should go, so that's good. Now we need to do the same sort of thing down here at the bottom. So you just get 2 pieces of clay again into a ball, and then roll those into a straight line. And then what we're going to do is just place that sort of over there. Now it can overlap a bit, gives it a bit of interest, so I'm just going to do that. And another one sort of there. Whoops, I've spilt the glue there. So I'm just doing that, and I'm going to offer that one up there, and I'm just going to move that out of the way slightly. So now we've got that going on. Now I'm going to use my little 3-1 just to help it stick. And like I say, it is a bit slippery with the glue, so just be aware of that. So again, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to push that bit in at the bottom. Now I've got to be careful here because I've got some glue onto my desk. So I'm just going to, if you can still see that, I'm going to move all this down so that it doesn't stick. Okay. So we've got that going on now. Okay. That's starting to set already, this one. So yeah, so we've got that going on. And on the top, I've got, on the collars, I'm just going to put 3 little things there and 3 things there. Now that, like I say, I do that because it helps it stick, and it also gives it interest. Okay? You can see that all right? You can, that's great. Okay, so finally, I'm going to put a line along here. Okay, just put that in like that. And then we're going to make some little balls for the buttons, because I think white chefs have loads of buttons. So I think I will put 4 either side of that line I've just marked in there. So if you can bear with me a moment and talk amongst yourselves while I just do that, and then we will get on with that part. Okay, and there it is. So they need to be balls, so try to get them into balls. That's it. So what I'm going to do next is just put a spot of glue there, there, and there. That's in the wrong place, but don't worry because it will dry clear. You're going to need a bit anyway. There, 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 and there. So I didn't hardly touch or squeeze the bottle there. And then what I'm going to do is put 1 on each blob of glue. Push it down slightly, not too much. So we've got this kind of thing going on. And another one there, whoops. And another one there. And another one there, okay. Now what I'm going to do is give it a bit more interest, is get the end of this and then just make a little hole in there. And then that will make it look even more like a button. Okay? So you've got that going on. And to give this a bit more interest, I'm just going to give 3 lines going across like that. Because it gives us interest. Do you know what I mean, what I'm saying? I might do it even up here just to do that. Okay? That's just the way I roll. 1, 2, 3. That's my sort of trademark. Okay, so guys, now we are at the part where we would make the hands. But what I will do is, if you check out my other Zumba character, the hands are there. So I will let you look at that one, but because we're going to do them the same. But what I'm going to do is make a hand that grips a spoon. So I think I will actually show you that. Well, you'll need to see that on the next tutorial because we're on over 40 minutes now. So I'm going to stop and do the next one and let this dry. And then I'll show you the hands and anything else I've forgotten, which I don't think I have. And then we need to paint it all white, the whole thing white, and then go on to the next stages, which is give it all detail, paint everything the right colors, and give it you know, shading and that sort of thing. So yeah, I think I'll do it like that. So I will show you the hands, even though I've got some very similar on the Zumba character clip. But okay, I'm going to go. I'm going to put this back up now, so you can see my ugly mug. So there I am. Da, da, da. So thanks for watching, guys. And like I said, I will do the next clip of the hands and also the painting of it and making all the interesting bits and making it all come to life. Okay, so thanks for watching, and like, subscribe, and share with all your friends and family and your friends who you don't even know yet. And yeah, let's see if we can get me a little bit more subscribers. That would be very nice. I don't know why I need them, but apparently you do. And yeah, we're going to go from there. So speak to you soon. And I'm going to use my luxury clicker, because that's like on all my videos now. And let's just see. If I keep talking, then you know it hasn't worked. And if I don't talk anymore, that means it has worked. So I'm going to press it now. So bye-bye. Bye-bye for now. Bye. And it's not working. So that happens on every video. But I'm going to do it again. No. And I'm going to do it again.